Well, hi, everyone. I'm Bob Roden with Cruise Planners and UtmostTravel.com, and welcome to another in our series of conversations with some of our favorite travel partners. They're here to talk with us about what makes them truly special and to share with you how you can experience amazing vacations with them when travel returns. So, over these next couple of weeks, we're speaking with some of the best travel companies in their respective categories, including ocean and river cruises, destination specialists, small group curated tour providers, and luxury rail vacations. But today, we're really thrilled to be joined by Walter Littlejohn, Senior Vice President and Managing Director for Crystal River Cruises. Walter, it is great to see you again. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Bob. It's great to see you as well. I wish I could be there in Dallas with you, but I'm on the Rhine right now, enjoying some of my favorite sites. Don't be jealous. It's okay.
I love that backdrop. That is awesome.
It's one of my favorite spots on the Rhine River.
Man, oh man. And I have a feeling we'll talk about the Rhine before our conversation is over, right?
Yeah, without question.
Excellent. So let's start off with this, Walter. We know that people watching this interview are obviously lovers of travel, interested in travel. They may not be terribly familiar with Crystal River Cruises. Can you give us an introduction to the brand?
Yeah, it really is my pleasure, Bob. We are the newest river cruise brand in the European river cruise space. We just started back in 2016. We are an offshoot of Crystal Ocean Cruises, which is the world's most awarded luxury cruise line, and we are something special when it comes to river cruising. We are a true luxury experience offered aboard Europe's only all-balcony, all-suite river ships. And we are, in effect, the essence of everything that Crystal Ocean Cruises has come to be known for, put on a river ship platform.
Hmm.
The ships themselves, there are four ships, Crystal Bach, Crystal Debussy, Crystal Ravel, and Crystal Mahler. They're identical sister ships. They're the newest fleet of river ships. They're only 2.5 years old at this point in time. They're four identical ships, and they really are quite special. We've won a number of awards since we started just a short time ago. We've won World's Best River Cruise Line Award in 2017 from the readers of Travel and Leisure magazine. Condé Nast recently awarded us World's Best River Cruise Line as well. Four of our ships rated in the top 5 ships on the Berlitz Guide. Cruise Critic magazine, the editors of that, have rated us best for dining and luxury. It really is a very exceptional experience, unlike many of the other river cruise experiences, because the way we designed the experiences, we wanted to make sure that we had all of the comforts that people have come to love from our ocean ships, put it on a river ship platform, but then also included the elements that are joy, that are part of the joy of river cruising, the intimate ambiance with just few people on board, the inclusive shore excursions, the intensive destination immersion that you get from a river cruise experience. We combined all of those elements into all of the other elements that Crystal's known for.
Very cool. I was looking over those awards that you've won, and I mean, the accolades are really impressive and in great number. And I'm sure one reason for the accolades, Walter, has to be your ratio of staff to guests as well, right? How does Crystal compare to others in that metric?
Yeah, so that's what Crystal is most known for, really, is our staff, right? So you can have the most beautiful ship or the most beautiful hotel in the world, but if you don't have phenomenal service, then it's not going to be a 5-star experience. And we pride ourselves on being a 5-star experience. So at Crystal, on Crystal River Cruises, we actually have 2 crew members for every 3 guests on board, which is twice the industry average. Many of the popular brands, they deliver a good experience, but it's different again because the Crystal level of service, again, is based off of a 5-star hotel concept. And so we end up actually carrying twice as many crew as any other river cruise line. It's actually also one of the ways we ended up with an all balcony experience, because on deck one, where typically on other river cruise ships you find swan view rooms, as we call them in the river business, where they're window rooms. On that deck, we carry so many crew members that all of the rooms on that deck are actually for our crew members, as well as our enlarged galley. The really awesome thing about this is the level of service that our crew can deliver is just exceptional. It's very personalized. So we only carry 106 guests and 68 crew members. So it becomes very easy for the crew members to get to know the guests, to address them by their name, to remember their preferences. And not only on that cruise, but when they come to us again and again and again, as they repeat with Crystal, you will find familiar faces on board. If you have anyone who's been on one of our Crystal Ocean cruises, you'll come on one of our river cruise ships and you'll see some familiar faces, because many of our crew members have come from our ocean cruise ships, and they've been with Crystal for 20 plus years, and they know a lot of the guests, and it's quite a lovely experience. Now, all of this is in the backdrop of very, very elegant ships. Excuse me. They're very spacious. We have the largest suites on the rivers. It's an all-suite experience. This is one of our Crystal Penthouse suites, 759 square feet in size. This is the living room area of the suite, and it's really quite lovely. The majority of our suites are our deluxe suite category. They're 253 square feet in size, which is about 50% bigger than the industry average. All of our rooms have king-sized beds, which I really quite love. I didn't have a king-size bed at home, but after sailing on our river ships for quite some time, I decided I needed to buy a king-size bed for home. But this is our standard room here, so it doesn't get any worse than this, and it's quite lovely with a beautiful double vanity bathroom, so you can actually practice social distancing with your travel partner while you're brushing your teeth, because you each have your own sink, and then as well they have a walk-in closet. So all of our crew, as what do we do with all these extra crew members? It allows us to deliver butler service in every suite, where the butlers are just dedicated butlers, and so you have an attendant, someone who looks after you 24/7, who will pack and unpack for you, who will shine your shoes, will do pressing, complimentary pressing for you, so you don't have to worry about lugging a travel iron. They're all European, and they're all from the area in which we travel, and so they become your destination experts as well. They'll share with you some insights on foods that you should try and sites that you should see, it's really lovely, because they become almost like your children. Like they really look after you quite well, and you hate to leave them at the end of the day. We have dedicated spa therapists, because we have a full service spa. In our restaurants, again, very high level of service. We have a minimum of 3 attendants taking care of each table in the restaurant, so you get a really high level of service. And that includes our fully certified and trained wine sommeliers. We offer over 24 inclusive wines in our program. And so when you're having dinner, for instance, there's a chef's recommendation as to what wines you should pair with that specific menu that he's created for the evening. But if you want a different selection, then we have our wine sommeliers right there, who will attend to your needs and give you some recommendations based on what kind of flavors you want and so forth. So it really delivers a very high level of service. River cruising is a really fantastic way to vacation, but most of the river cruise operators actually don't run their own ships, or they're not hoteliers like we are. And so the emphasis generally isn't on the onboard experience, it's more on the destination. Whereas at Crystal, we're 5-star hoteliers. Our ocean ships have been operating for over 30 years at a 5-star level, winning lots of awards. And so we recreated that ambiance on board. A river ship platform put the focus on that first, and then brought and weaved into the destination experience as well.
That's a great way to describe that and differentiate yourselves. And yeah, obviously the staff to guest ratio is unmatched anywhere in the industry. Congratulations for that. One other differentiator, obviously, from our experience and knowledge, that you haven't mentioned yet, I'd love for you to talk about a little bit, is cuisine. I mean, my sense from having met you last year and learned about Crystal River Cruises is, well, let me ask it in the form of a question, Walter.
Sure,
Is
sure.
Crystal the foodie's choice among luxury river cruises?
Well, can't you tell just by looking at me? I like to eat. um, yeah, absolutely. So the Crystal experience, so let me be clear. These river ships carry the Crystal name on them, and so they have to live up to that brand standard. Anyone who's ever heard of Crystal, it doesn't matter which of our vessels you're sailing on, whether it be one of our two beautiful ocean liners or our yacht or a brand new expedition ship or any of our four river ships, the experience is consistent. And in addition to service, but food is also a critical part of the Crystal experience. It's something we've always focused on. On the river ships, we're able to do that same caliber of Crystal cuisine using recipes that we've been perfecting over the years and so forth, but with a twist. And that twist is that we just happen to be sailing in some of the richest farmlands in the world. And so it's very easy for us to do a lot of sourcing of really fresh ingredients that are raised locally from family-owned farms, the best meats, the finest fresh vegetables, fantastic local wines from Austria and Germany and Hungary and Slovakia. We all think in North America, oh, the Italian wines are the best and the Californian wines are the best, whatever. But you'd be amazed at the caliber of wines coming out of Austria and Germany. And so we put all of that on board. It's a Michelin-inspired cuisine program. And so you will find that the level of preparation, the finesse of the ingredients and of the menus and so forth is just simply unmatched. We have a lot of guests who will go to Michelin star restaurants, before they come on the cruise. They do a pre-cruise package or whatever, and then they will share with us that the caliber of the food that we're serving on board our ships is better than what they experienced just in Paris or in London or whatever at one of these fine hotels. Everything is prepared a la minute, so it's prepared to order. We have open seating dining in our restaurant, so guests come to the restaurant whenever they want, which is unusual for a river ship. Many of the river ships do like banquet style preparation, so everyone comes to dinner at the same time. But for us, because the chefs are preparing to order, we actually ask the guests to come when they feel like coming, because the chef is going to be making everything to order. And so when you combine that level of preparation with these tried and true recipes that Crystal's been perfecting, along with the fresh local ingredients, you simply end up with a dining program that's just unmatched. I always like to say that when people come to the restaurants on the Crystal Ship, it's not because they're hungry, it's because they're ready to be delighted and surprised, and to have an experience that they're going to be able to go back and share the memories of that meal with their friends and so forth. We serve all this fine caliber cuisine in really elegant restaurants. We have 3 restaurants on board each of our river ships. So if you can imagine, typically a river ship has 1 restaurant. There are some more upscale river ships that have 2. On our ships, we have 3. They're all open seating, only small tables. So you can almost say that we kind of started the concept of social distancing. It's like, we realize, hey, this is your vacation, and so you should eat with whomever you want to eat. We don't match you up with strangers. You eat with your traveling companions, any newfound friends or not. I was sailing with a married couple on a cruise last year. It was quite funny. They're a married couple, they're traveling together, and the wife was eating on one side of the restaurant, and the husband was eating on the other because they didn't need to be seated together. And I said, "What, what's that about?" Because I become quite friendly with him. And the wife explained, she goes, "He likes to eat too fast, so we eat separately, but you can do that on our ships." But all small tables, twos and fours. And again, a very, very elegant ambiance with great vistas. So because we take you to some of the most jaw-dropping destinations in the world. And so, you're having this Michelin caliber cuisine with excellent service, beautiful, robust flavors popping in your mouth. And then you have the backdrop of places like Budapest and Vienna and Amsterdam. I mean, it's the kind of vacation that most of us aspire to have all the time in our lives.
Oh, of course, absolutely. All right, so we've talked about your staff to guest ratio, second to none. We've talked about the decor and rooms, which are amazing. We just talked about your wine selection and your Michelin
Hmm.
inspired food. Let's talk about destinations a little bit. So,
Hmm.
where does Crystal sail? And are there any itineraries that you would suggest, Walter, that folks that are new to your brand would consider maybe taking up first?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we have four ships. Unfortunately, we can't sail everywhere in the world, but we do go to the most popular places in European river cruising. So let me just share with you that, first of all, I think every river in Europe is absolutely beautiful. And as you visit one after the other, you kind of say, "Oh, that's my favorite. That's my favorite." I got into the river cruise industry about 8 years ago or so, and had been in many places across the globe. But the particular regions in which we travel, I just love coming back to again and again and again. I find that every time I go, I discover new places, new things, new sites. The content, the amount of history in these areas is just simply unbounded. It's just incredible. So we sail on the most popular rivers in Europe, more specifically the Mosel River, the Rhine River, the Main River, and the Danube rivers. And each of them is very different, but at the end of the day, they all do have something in common, and that is that you're just going to see some jaw-dropping sights and wonders that you'll have a multitude of stories to come back from your vacation to share with your friends and family. Um, if you've never been on a river cruise, we always suggest that you start with the Danube. It's the one that will just keep you busy to no end. Um, you know, Bookmarked by iconic cities like Vienna and Budapest. The Danube just has just an incredible amount of sights to see, and it's a lovely mix of both sort of big cities, big by European standards, as well as small villages, charming villages, and so forth. We have a lovely itinerary called the Delightful Danube, which sails between Vilshofen and Budapest. So it's the most popular stretch of the Upper Danube. When we sail, so on all of our itineraries, we make sure that we include lengthy stays in the ports of call so that you have plenty of time to see the sights. And in the most iconic destinations, we always include overnights as well, because we want you to not only see, to experience the daytime, the sights and so forth, but also, there's a nighttime component to many of these places, whether it be fabulous restaurants, opera performances, and all kinds of things of the sort. And so on the Delightful Danube itinerary, one of the things I love about this itinerary is that we have the overnight in both Vienna and Budapest, again, the two most iconic cities. But we also take you to Linz, which has a really magnificent history in and of itself. But from Linz as well, we go to Salzburg, Austria, which is, who hasn't seen the movie, to be able to want to go to Salzburg. From Passau, guests can also go to Český Krumlov in the Czech Republic, but see Passau itself, as well as uh, going to Munich because Munich is not far. And then when you get into some of the small villages like Melk, which has the stunning Melk Abbey, and Dernstein, which is just an incredibly charming little village that only has about 340 people or so living in it now. And so it's a really wonderful itinerary. It's 7 nights, so most of our river cruises are 7 nights in duration. But we also offer the opportunity to extend your vacation, to make it a little bit longer. On this particular itinerary, on the pre-cruise portion from Vilshofen, you can actually start your vacation in Prague and in the Czech Republic. So we do a 3-night package in Prague, staying at a 5-star hotel. So whenever we offer a hotel program, it's only going to be a 5-star property. In particular, in Prague, we use the Mandarin Oriental. And so Crystal takes care of everything, all of the arrangements, the hotel with breakfast daily. You get 2 sightseeing tours in Prague, and we take care of the transfer between Prague and the ship in Vilshofen. Now, this itinerary is also available in the reverse direction, so you could start it in Budapest, end in Vilshofen, and do Prague afterwards. And if you want to make the vacation even longer, on the Budapest end, we have a lovely package that you can take advantage of in Budapest, staying at the Ritz-Carlton, and so you can make the vacation even longer as well. Um, After you've done the Danube, I always say to people, well, there's always the Rhine. The Rhine is just simply stunning, and it's a different pace. So you actually start with the Danube, and then you do the Rhine to recover from the Danube, because the Danube keeps you so busy, and the Rhine is a little bit more of a relaxed pace. The Rhine is best known for her castles. All of the most breathtaking castles in the world and inspirations for some of the most breathtaking castles in the world come from the beautiful fortresses that have been built along the Rhine, the river of the castles, as I like to refer to her. And we have lovely 7-night itineraries on the Rhine that sail between Basel and Amsterdam. And so you get the full stretch of the Rhine River, and there we have post-cruise or pre-cruise packages available in Zurich, and then we have hotel programs in Amsterdam as well. But one of my favorites, Bob, and I apologize because I didn't include the itinerary in a slide or anything, but one of my favorite routes and rivers is the Mosel River.
Mm.
She's not well known, the river, but she is really the most stunning, the most beautiful. To get to the Mosel, you have to go down the Rhine. We have a really lovely itinerary called the Enchanting Mosel. That's a 10-night program that sails round trip from Amsterdam. So your flights are very, very convenient because you can do round trip flights from North America to Amsterdam, many nonstop flights available. You cruise down the Rhine River, and then when you come on the Mosel, you're about, of the 10 nights that the itinerary covers, you're 5 nights on the Mosel, and we go deep into the Mosel River. The Mosel is quite interesting because it's unlike many of the other rivers in that there's no industry along the banks other than the wine industry, because the Mosel is the home to many Riesling wines. And so in all of the charming villages along the riverbanks, they're mainly wine villages. And it's really fantastic because they're simply stunning. They're very charming. They're very small. And in fact, at the end of the Mosel, when we get to the Trier area, we actually dock the ship in the middle of a vineyard. And so as you come off the ship, you're walking amongst the grapevines of the vineyard. And of course, we've arranged a lovely tasting for you because you can never get enough wine on a Crystal River cruise. And so the Mosel is really stunning. The river itself is very narrow. It has a very sleepy ambiance to it. And it's also very curvy. And so as the ship goes around each curve, you will find one more stunning castle after the other. The valley was actually settled by the Romans a long, long time ago. They brought the grape to the region, and they left behind some absolutely incredible artifacts, works of art when it comes to architecture, fortresses, amphitheaters, churches, and many of those relics still stand today. And so It's just a really lovely combination. It's actually become my favorite river in Europe, though don't tell the others I said that. Uh, and so it's become a really really lovely destination to which to travel. And again, we do it very differently than the others because there aren't really any major airports along the Mosel River. And so by sailing round trip out of Amsterdam, we made it convenient for people to be able to get there and to experience the destination.
Well, we are all so eager to travel again.
Yeah,
Okay. And
that's for sure.
conversations like these, Walter, make it really hard for me to sit here in my house and think about it. But uh, I understand you have a special offer right now to make that decision to sail with Crystal even easier when we can travel again. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we were a bunch of us executives at Crystal were sitting around and we were reflecting back on past incidents that we've experienced in our lives and so forth. And if there's one thing that resonated with everyone is the fact that we all need to step out of our negative bubble right now. There's so much sadness in the world, and we just want to dream, right? We just want to look forward to better times and to have something to look forward to and so forth and to get back out there traveling. I know personally I miss seeing the ships and seeing the destinations and tasting all the local foods and the wines and practicing my German and so forth. So we thought, we need to give some hope to people. We need to give them an opportunity to have something to look forward to better days and so forth. And so we came up with this idea that hey, let's give people that chance now. And so it's something called the Advanced Purchase Savings Program. And it's a very simple concept. Across over 70 sailings that we're offering in 2021, sailing between March and December, 7 night sailings, we're offering a what we call a best available flat fare. So every single sailing is priced at $36.99 per person double for the best available suite at the time of reservation. So if you book early, you're going to get that big deluxe suite at 253 square feet in size that has the beautiful walk-in closet and the double vanity bathroom and of course butler service in every room category and so forth. So you're going to get the best room. It represents a savings of up to 50% off our lowest rates. And believe me, this will be the absolute lowest rate we ever offer on any of these sailings. But it also gives you uh, flexibility because while you may choose a date, let's say in May, right now, as the time goes on, you may realize, no, I can't go in May because things have changed at work or circumstances have changed or whatever. And so perhaps you want to go in July. And so when you purchase one of these, you have the ability to change your travel date at no charge up until December 31 of 2020.
Wow.
It's a non-refundable fare, but it does offer flexibility and does offer the tremendous savings and as well the tremendous value. So it's a really fantastic way to get yourself out there and give yourself an opportunity to have something to look forward to. You know that you're going to travel, right? It's your inalienable right to do so, and you want to get back out there. And so we figured this was a great way to be able to give people the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, that's a wonderful opportunity for travelers to experience your ships and your destinations and your cuisine
Yes,
and your service and to do it quite comfortably from a budget standpoint. That is
correct.
wonderful. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing that today.
No, it's my pleasure, really.
Well, Walter, we certainly do look forward to the time when we can travel again. And in the meantime, and through that time, we sure appreciate our partnership with you and with Crystal River Cruises. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
Thanks so much for allowing me to have a chat with you and your clients, Bob. And you know that at Crystal, we're always here for you. So we look forward to seeing many happy faces on board our vessels and delivering a vacation of a lifetime.
That day will come. Hey, and those of you that are watching this, just invite you to join us again next week when we have a conversation with another one of our favorite travel partners. Have a great rest of your week. Thanks.
Auf Wiedersehen.